Hey everyone, and welcome to the Polished Playbook podcast. This is the show where sports, culture, fashion, and real life all run the same offense. I am one of your hosts, NailzandNovelz. This is my girl, DJ Diamond Diva. Clink, clink, clink. One day we will have that. But every week we come in here and we break down the headlines, the mess, the magic, and the moments that make sports feel personal. From women's hoops, and I do a little bit of men's hoops as well, to the NFL, to whatever chaos your timeline is serving, plus a lot of hometown love to our KC teams. We're here, me and Sharon, are here to talk about it with intention, a little humor, and a whole lot of love for the game. So welcome. If this is your first time joining us, I hope you stay a while. We are a fun bunch.
We're a fun group.
We are.
I'd like to say so.
I think so. So how was your week?
It's good. It's busy. Like I said, I can't complain. It's a blessing. I've been DJing a lot of places, so.
Ooh.
Yeah.
If y'all didn't know, I guess you can kind of tell by her name, DJ Diamond Diva, but
air horn.
She is a DJ and a very good one at that.
Thank you, bro. Yes. So just doing that, of course, still doing influencing gigs, being a wife and mom, like all the things.
That's
like
our
I said,
life.
I can't complain.
Yeah.
Thankful. What about you?
I got a lot of rest over the past week, which was great. Still had some influencing things, some things that we're going to talk about here today that were absolutely amazing, and we were so thankful to be a part of it. We'll talk about that a little later. But other than that, just family with my hubby, our boys, our little bitty dog. He's really not little bitty. He's a boxer.
I have a little bitty dog.
She has a little bitty dog, but Ollie thinks he's a lap dog, so therefore he's little bitty to me. But yeah, so that's all I've been doing. I'm just excited for this week. Got a lot going on in sports, a lot. So with that being said, let's hop into our weekly rundown. What are we going to talk about when it comes to those men with the football?
Girl, we have a lot to talk about. So we are in the midst of the NFL draft, and I'm gonna hook you up with all that you need to know in case you're not watching what you need to be watching. What you doing? The first round was yesterday. Like I said, we're gonna get all into that in the next episode because I want to wait till everything comes in. We want to break down in case you don't know who these people from college. If you don't keep up with it, I got you. So more to come on that. But this week, we have a few things that are going on. So I'm going to hop right into it around the league first. Aaron Rodgers, okay? So we know Aaron Rodgers, who was with the Pittsburgh Steelers last season, right? He led them to the AFC North title. And he's currently a free agent. So he's undecided on if he's coming back. It's either coming back or retiring. Now, the timing piece, we don't know. He's yet to give them a decision. And like I said, with the draft going on, it's like, what they gonna do? Now, honestly, even if Aaron comes back, it's still not wrong to look at a quarterback because seriously, how much longer are we thinking we have with Aaron Rodgers? But right now, currently, they have second-year QB Will Howard, who stepped up, and he's going to be up during voluntary minicamp as the acting starter. And then they still have good old Mason Rudolph in the mix. Now, how long has it been? It's like he's been with them for a minute.
And that has not really been in the spotlight because,
good old Mason Rudolph. He'll do what he do, but he's still in the mix. Good enough to stay around, but they haven't moved him up because it just is what it is. Yeah. So the GM, Omar Khan, he said that the communication with Aaron Rodgers has been positive in regards to if he's coming back or not. However, they are still going to continue forward with their draft plans either way. So essentially, one monkey don't stop no show. We're going to keep this rolling. Hopefully he'll be back, but we shall see. Yeah. Now, let's not forget, though, last year, Aaron Rodgers, he didn't actually sign with the Steelers until like around June 5th. So this is still on par for when he might say something. He didn't commit this early last year. Yeah. Like I said, it is a lot to think about. He's getting older and stuff like that. So we'll see what he says. But on the same note of Pittsburgh, shout out to former head coach Mike Tomlin, who just inked a deal with NBC Sports. He is going to be a new analyst on Football Night in America on Sundays before the Sunday night football game. So congratulations to him.
Congratulations.
And shout out. I'll be interested to see his takes.
I know, because the Pittsburgh Steelers have been my second fave only because of Mike Tomlin, and that's it.
Yeah.
So when he left, I was like,
I'm done. Now, that's my husband's father's favorite team.
Really?
The Steelers.
Okay.
Yeah. We have a checkered history with the Steelers and being in the AFC and all of that. But like I said, when they're not directly conflicting with the Chiefs, obviously they're still AFC. So it's kind of like, I don't root for you too heavy.
Right. Of course
you're
not.
in the AFC.
Of course
but
not.
when I can, then you know I'm not too upset about them doing anything.
Good for him.
Yes. So like I said, I'll be curious to see kind of what he say, because Mike Tomlin keeps it real. And so now that he's not a head coach, he'll be able to speak a little bit more freely, because, you know, he kind of holds his tongue.
Not too freely, though, because he's on TV. He's not going to be, he ain't going to be that free,
like, in terms of how he feel. Like, you can say how you feel.
He can say some real stuff
a little
right now.
less politically correct. Still appropriate and professional, which he will be, but he don't have to tote the same line he does.
Come on, Omar's twin. Omar
Right.
X.
Yes. Omar. We just put the split screen.
Yes.
LeBron and Delroy, and then Omar and
Mike Tomlin. They are twins.
All right, so moving on. We're going to talk about mini camp and all that's with that, OTAs and all of that, because this is the season that we're approaching in football, and this is actually where things begin to take shape, and we can officially say football is coming back. So voluntary programs are actually happening right now. This is where players can show up, but they don't have to. And I just want to break this down for people that maybe don't understand the different phases of this. So we have voluntary, we have rookie mini camps, and those start early May. So right after the draft is when they'll kick into mini camps. And then they have mandatory mini camps. So obviously these are the ones that matter, because if you miss it, then they can fine you. And you don't want to lose your coins for nothing. Right. So when we talk about fines, it can be about 17 grand a day. Ooh. Who want to lose that? I'm going to show up. I don't want to lose my 17K.
Girl, and like our friend Ashton says, it's expensive outside.
It is.
So they want to keep them coins.
But we've seen people that miss out. I feel like Aaron Rodgers. We were just talking about Aaron. He had a year that he wasn't at mini camp. But I feel like that was the topic of discussion.
Yeah.
Don't come. I'll look that up. But I'm pretty certain that I recall that happening. But like I said, Aaron gonna do what he gonna do, honey. So 17K a day, and then potentially up to around 100K total if you were to skip the entire 3 days of minicamp. So show up. League-wide, most teams hold these mini camps between June 2nd and June 18th. And that's, like I said, when you can start seeing the full rosters, obviously, preseason before they cut down to 53. You'll see them, and then you can start seeing the chemistry and stuff develop, the quarterback getting out there with the team. So that should be a good time. And to bring it closer to home, back to Chiefs Kingdom, I want to take a second here to kind of break down their timeline of what you can expect. So the Chiefs officially start phase 1 on April 20th, and actually we passed that. So they've already started their phase 1. And this is kind of like the ramp up phase. So they'll have meetings, strength and conditioning, rehab work. So players can come in and do that. No actual football being out there doing any activity like that yet. Now on May 4th, they'll move into phase 2, which that begins your on-field drills, position specific work. So the different, running backs with the running backs, tight ends, all of that type of stuff. Still no contact and no team versus team. So no offense versus defense.
So no fun stuff yet.
Yep. So we kind of getting acclimated, getting out there. Then on phase 3, that's when the football begins to feel real. So that's when we have OTAs, which are called organized team activities. And those begin May 26th through the 28th, and then June 1st through the 3rd. So something to pay attention to this year that was a little bit different with the Chiefs is that they only have 6 OTA sessions this year, which is fewer than their usual 10. And so you may ask why. The league does allow up to 10, so it's up to the franchise how they want to do it, and teams can choose fewer. Like I said, we did that this year. But typically when you see a reduced schedule like this, then it's typically about load management, player health, trust, and veteran leadership. And the Chiefs, while we did lose a lot of folks, the core is the same. We still have Patrick Mahomes, we still got Travis Kelce, we still have our receivers and things. So maybe I think with Patrick's injury and all of that, they figured maybe 6 is good. I can't tell you that for certain, but that's just a guess of mine, is that they just lowered it for those reasons. And like I mentioned, they do have an established core, and so they don't necessarily need as many reps as some of the younger guys would. So those are just some of the reasons why teams decide the frequency of how many they want. Our mandatory mini camp is June 9th through the 11th, and this is the big one, the full roster, no excuses. We need you in the place. And that's when we're really going to get to see, like, what we working with. I will have a lot of people from the draft there. Yeah. So it's going to be exciting heading into training camp, which is actually in late July. Can't believe we got to be back in training camp.
And it's going to come. St. Joseph, Missouri. Oh, my gosh. It is so hot out there, y'all. And just to be out there baking. It's hot. It's a time. If you really want to see what your team is about, going to training camp is always fun. It's a long day for everybody involved. It's a long day for fans. It's a long day for players and coaches, but it's a fun time.
It is. And they have activations for the kids. I took my kids last year, and my daughter was like, cool story, bro, but she ain't there yet. Now, I do believe, and not that, listen, my daughter can choose whatever path. If she is not into sports, you don't have to be, but I just know it's going to happen. It's inevitable. So right now, she was like, well, it was okay. You know, it was hot. It was so hot. And I was just like, yeah, I get it. You're not in the weeds, is it? In as much in the weeds as I am, so you don't necessarily understand. But I was trying to be like, you got to appreciate this. Like, you get to see the people. Like,
close.
When you get older, you're going to be like, I got to see Patrick Mahomes. And I got to. So, I'm training them up.
It's fun.
But they still got a way to go.
My sons go every year. They're there for most days. They go to the season ticket members.
Your sons are older, though.
They're older. So they let me tell y'all, they leave our house, which we're like an hour and some away from St. Joe, and they are in line by like 2:00 in the morning.
2 in the morning?
Girl, yes.
Nah.
Yes. 2:00 in the morning. They're waiting, and they're never first. So there's people waiting. But with that, they've gotten Patrick Mahomes autographs several times, Travis Kelce. They've gotten so many autographs.
Because that commitment, that dedication.
Very much so. It's something else. I don't go with them, because I'm not going to be getting up that early. But they love it. They enjoy it. Y'all see them this training camp. We'll be there, but in a different capacity. I'm not getting up at that time. So
so it was fun, and like I said, eventually I think my kids. But I said this year, I ain't even gonna put them through
unless they ask.
Unless they want to. And like I said, I have little still, so they still have time to grow. I got a 7-year-old and a 10-year-old, so they got a little bit more time before I expect them to be fully revved up like I am. So there is that. One really quick roster move is that we are actually signing or re-signing our punter, Matt Ariza. He's on a 1-year deal for 2026. And honestly, it's a quiet but important move. Yeah. Because that's important. He's getting about a little bit over $1 million, 1.075. Last year, just for reference, he averaged about 47.6 yards per punt and 25 inside the 20, which is what we want, inside the 20. We want him as close back to the end zone as possible. So he's doing a good job. So that was a smart play. What I do want to talk about really quickly is the face of our franchise, Mr. Patrick Mahomes himself. We already know he's rehabbing from that ACL injury, recovering, coming along very well. Of course. If you only seen him throwing passes, and that was probably a month ago at this point. So who knows? He's going to be ready to suit up tomorrow. Not Superman. Right. But so with that being said, Andy Reid did address the media this week in terms of his status. He said Pat's doing great. He's in meetings. He's lifting. He's rehabbing. Yes. But the key is that the Chiefs are being very intentional and tight-lipped concerning when they expect him to come back. There's no official timeline. They've all said they're not rushing him. So whenever he's ready, they're going to let the medical team guide everything. But there is real optimism in his recovery. And this sounds crazy to me. The optimism that he could be ready by training camp. Training camp! He got hurt in like, what was it, October, November? It was like around November or something. It was towards the end of the year. So on a typical ACL, you can expect up to a year. Some people maybe a little bit more. If you're really good in recovery, maybe a little bit less than a year. But you typically on an ACL, that's the big one. You expect to be close to a year. Training camp? July? I don't know about that. But who am I? Like, I'm not in the rehab. Like, if anybody can do it, I know Patrick can. And I do believe that they're not going to just throw him out there. So I feel good about that. If he's not ready, he's not going. Yeah. Conversely, if he is ready, Patrick's going to want to go.
Well, welcome back.
July. So I don't know. That could be lofty. But they said potentially training camp or week 1.
I'm fine with week 1. Training camp is a little early, but hey, what do I know? I don't work in the medical field. I'm not.
I said, let Justin Fields get. Now, but this is what I appreciate, and I think this is why the Chiefs are so good, because Patrick, like, you'll see him in the offseason when he's not hurt. He'll be in Texas with these guys throwing, like, building chemistry. And I feel like that's why the Chiefs are so good, because they actually are dialed in together with that goal, and they all want to win. And it's like when you feel like family and these are your brothers and all of that, like, I feel like you play better and you fight harder. And so I appreciate about him wanting to get back out there, develop chemistry early in camp. But you might have to let Justin Fields take the camp. Like,
and that's okay.
Be there. Like, you can be there, but
hang
just
out.
Don't be too much shaking and jiving.
Yeah, and they're not going to let him do it. They're not going to let, if he is not 100%, they're not letting him out there. No matter how much he wants to be out on that field, they won't.
So, but that's the scoop, honey. Like I said, they have not committed to nothing, and rightfully so, because nobody knows. But in terms of if you want to know how he's looking, the fact that there's a possibility, even a possibility,
right?
That means, yeah, we ain't gonna lose too much time without Pat. So that's good to know.
I'm excited about that.
Yay! So before we wrap, one more thing, league-wise, I'm gonna expand the field. The Cincinnati Bengals, who are our arch nemesis. I got them up there with the Raiders.
Really? Above the Bills?
Yes, because here's the thing. Now, in terms of competitiveness and stuff, yeah, we go back and forth. But I feel like there's a mutual respect with us and the Bills.
Correct.
Like, we know each other is good. Like, we'll talk stuff on the field, but we support each other's charities and programs. The Bengals are flat out disrespectful. After that Burrow head, and y'all can't tell me nothing. Jamar Chase, y'all can't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
Go sit down somewhere. That's how I feel about Cincinnati.
Have a seat.
Have a seat, okay? And I have friendly, like with all the fan base, there's somebody. But yeah, the Bengals, I'm like, y'all be talking. But nonetheless, they had a really good pickup. They acquired Dexter Lawrence from the Giants.
Sexy Dex.
On paper, he is a big name defensive tackle and on the field. Last year wasn't his best year, and you might attribute that to he was with the Giants and they didn't have a great year. But in 2024, he was balling. And this deal, it's a 1-year deal for $28 million. I need an air horn on that. Like,
that's
where's
a lot of money.
I need something. A cattle bill. $28 million.
You need some noise, okay?
1 year. And Cincinnati Bengals gave up their number 10 overall draft pick. That's a lot. That's a lot for a 1-year window. And like I said, he's a good player. You gotta, but yeah, 28 mil plus our first round. Like, we talking about blue chip players in the first round. Y'all was at number 10.
And y'all said, no, thank you.
Like I said, don't get me wrong. Dexter Lawrence is a dog. Like, he's a 3-time Pro Bowler. He's had all pro nods over his career, 341 tackles, 30.5 sacks, nearly 100 QB hits. So like I said, I ain't diminishing the brother's talent. Like, he's got it, and that's why he got paid. Like, you got to pay the man his money. But like I said, last year wasn't the best. He played 17 games, all 17, only had 0.5 sacks, 31 tackles, and faced a 71% double team rate. So that means everybody knows he's the guy, so he gets double teamed a lot, which can affect your productivity. And like I said, the 2024 season, 9 sacks, 44 tackles, and 16 QB hits. So that's like a total. Yeah. So like I said, one might say it wasn't their best year.
Right.
And I believe that the Bengals are banking on the fact of what he's done over time. That's why they paid him so much. But if he have another dud year, you gave up your 10-round draft pick, $28 million.
I hope he doesn't, even though it's the Bengals. But I still hope he doesn't. He's also a very good dancer. So he got that one dance he be doing, the sexy Dexy.
So I just wanted to bring that up because they had the pick after the Chiefs, the 10th pick, but they gave it on up to the Giants. So I think I just bring that up to say, because the Bengals are, like I said, kind of a nemesis of the Chiefs. They somebody that plays us fairly tight all the time. When we play them in the regular season, and somebody that you expect, if Joe Burrow is healthy, is going to be somebody we got to see. We got to go through them to get back to the top. And I just feel like y'all need to invest in protecting your quarterback. That man be on his back all the time.
I'm tired of watching Joey on the ground.
Joe Burrow. He's been sacked. Last year, he was sacked 17 times. Pressure rate dropped to 19.8, which was better than the year before. But that's largely because he only played 8 games. Yeah. Because he was injured.
Yeah.
So he can't stay healthy. And that's part of being good. You have to be available. So in 2024, that man was sacked 48 times. 48 times. And he usually averages 3 sacks a game. Protect Joe Burrow if y'all trying to do something. Like, adding the defense is great because they need it. Their defense sucked last year. Yeah. But it's like you giving up a top 10 pick for a 1-year deal when you have a franchise quarterback that you can't keep on their feet. Just hope they get it. And I hope they don't get it together, because then you don't have to worry about y'all. So let me just say that in all fairness. But just from a football mindset, it's like, protect y'all quarterback, please. Yeah. Thank you. So just that's my little NFL recap. Rodgers, we're going to see what he going to do. He's a legend. You know, got to give him his props, so we'll see what he going to do. Steelers, they going to move forward. We got mini camp. So more exciting things to come from that as we start seeing people on the field and it starts to feel real. Mahomes, let us know what you're going to do. We're looking for you. And then the Bengals get y'all life. And that concludes my NFL update.
Wow. That's a great NFL update, though. I liked every little bit of that. I like the Mahomes news. I like you telling the Bengals to get it together. I love all of it. Get your life. Wow. I haven't heard that in a minute. All right, so we're going to move on to the WNBA. We're moving on to them ladies. And I know last week I talked about some $1 million deals being happening. And there was one person that I said we're still waiting on. Well, we ain't waiting no more.
That's right.
So let's talk about these new $1 million ladies. So Asia Wilson with the Las Vegas Aces, Thanos basically. She's just collecting rings. And now she's collecting money. So she got a 3-year deal worth $5 million. It's a Supermax. So that averages out to 1.67 a year. 167. 1.6. Yes, thank you. Million a year. So she is, of course, the highest paid.
Well deserved.
I mean,
get your coin.
Nobody else deserves. She is the face of the league. She is no matter what anybody says, Asia is her. She really is. So I'm super happy for her and the Aces. They got to keep her because Mark Davis don't play about them Aces. Now, I know he has the Raiders, but he don't play about them Aces.
Right. So that's true. Yeah, that's
he don't
true.
Play about
the
them.
Raiders going to let you down, but not the Aces.
When I see him in photos, he got on an Aces shirt a lot of the time. He don't play about them at all. So he's going to make sure she got paid.
Because they are the golden goose right now. They are holding it down.
They're the ones that are winning while the other ones are not. So, wow. So followed with her, we had Aaliyah Boston from the Indiana Fever. She got a 4-year deal for $6.3 million. So hers averages out to $1.575 million a year. So she's second to Asia. Even though a lot of people were confused, like, well, she got more money than her. Yeah, but there's a whole nother year there. So people were trying to say, well, she got more money than Asia. Yeah. Guys, math. And a lot of times y'all math don't be mathing. So we're here to help you with those numbers.
We're going to help with the fundamentals today. Break it down, Keena.
So also Nafisa Collier. Why did I try to? This is Nafisa Collier. Why was I trying to be fancy and finish with it? Nafisa Collier with the Minnesota Lynx, who is also a Missouri native. She's from Jeff City. She went to high school in St. Louis. She got a 1-year deal, $1.4 million Supermax. Now, they are coming to Kansas City next week. The Lynx are. I know she won't be playing, which sucks because I still haven't got to see her play because when I went to Miami for Unrivaled, she was hurt then, so she didn't play. So good for her. Then we have, of course, we're going to get into the 3 New York Liberty ladies. They're just, that's their like main, that's their nucleus of these ladies. So Sabrina Ionescu, she got a 3-year deal, $1.19 million. And that's 17% of their cap. So I don't know how they're moving that way. Jonquel Jones got a 3-year, $1.19, and then Breanna Stewart got a 3-year, $1.19. So they are keeping their core ladies together. I think the Liberty, the Aces, my new team, the Dream, like everybody looks good. The Los Angeles Sparks looks good. Everybody looks good. I feel like it's going to be a more competitive season. Yeah. And I'm excited.
Which is what you want. Obviously you want your team to be the most superior, but it makes for a good season when everybody's like in the thick of it versus
like one super team and then everybody else is just there. But it's going to be a really good season. So if you have not tuned in, get ready because it's going to start this weekend. So training camp started. Got to see Angel in the gym with her new teammates, and there's just a glow about her. She just seems so happy to be where she's at. She said she feels more respected and heard in Atlanta. So I feel like that's great. The new draftees, got to see them on the court with their new teammates. Got to see AZ in Dallas, Raven in Indiana. So it was good to, go online and see what they're doing during these training camps. Now, the sad thing about training camps, as we all know, everybody can't make the team. The W doesn't have that many roster spots. So they have about 12. So some people are overloaded. Some teams have like 20-something people in training camp, while the Aces have 13.
Listen, we know
who we getting.
They got their core.
Yeah, they have their core and then a few others. And then as we're talking about the Aces, got to talk about my girl, Kennedy Carter. Kennedy Carter is back in the league after not being in the league last year for some crazy reason. But she is with the Aces. And I think this is perfect for her. When she was with Chicago, Teresa Weatherspoon, one of the greats, was the coach. Still don't understand why she only got 1 year at Chicago, but I digress. She is the one that put the call into Becky Hammon about Kennedy Carter. So I am super excited. Got to see her in the gym. standing next to Asia Wilson. So I think this is going to be great for her. I loved watching her in Chicago with Angel. She just had a different motor. And it was just good to see that on the court. She was gone, just zooming through. Now, there was some little controversy with her and a dirty foul against Caitlin Clark. And you know how people feel about Caitlin Clark. And there were some horrible things said about Kennedy Carter, some racist things. And they labeled her a bully. And they talked about her attitude. And I don't know if that's why people didn't pick her up last year. But, yeah, I don't like to see that.
Her attitude. Okay, so this is, since when are we supposed to be buddy on the court, on the field? Like, I understand a level of respect and professionalism that should go without saying, but we out there, like, I ain't got to.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Keena, go ahead, girl. They gonna raise my blood pressure up.
I know, but women are held at a different standard when it comes to that. Just like women can't talk mess because it's disrespectful. No, it's not. It's part of the game.
Listen,
stop trying to tell us what we can and cannot do when we do it better.
Why can't we talk?
We do it better. Okay?
Yeah, like, come on. This, at the end of the day, this is entertainment, right? Sports is entertainment. Yeah. We want to see the passion. Like, nobody paying all this money and going to these games to see some lackluster
no, that's boring.
Right.
Give us a show.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody's saying hate nobody off the court. No. But on the court, we want to see it. And then for the people that's talking crazy, like this culture nowadays where we got everybody that's behind the computer, you want to talk stuff, say that stuff to her face, though. You're not going to do it.
I done rose her blood pressure. I wasn't even done talking about Kennedy. And
she's a bully. No, y'all bully.
Don't do that. And they were bullies online, and the things that they said were very disrespectful. Angel deals with it a lot.
Yeah,
Raven is dealing with it now, going into the Indiana Fever. So it's just can y'all be respectful? That's it. All these ladies are doing is playing basketball and making a living. Don't make it, number one, don't make it a race thing, and don't be evil. It's unnecessary.
Well, we just see a lot of that. That's, like I said, I mean, we've always through the years, like that's been a thing, but I just feel like it's more heightened now because of certain people that are hateful that have made it. People feel okay to just be word on their sleeve. We're going to be hateful again, and it's okay.
And it's not. So
and it's not. Y'all get checked real quick. Let's
stop
not
following that. Anyway, so in her last full W season when she was with the Chicago Sky, she had put up, her average was 17.5 points, 3.5 boards, 3.1 assists, and 1 steal a game on 48% shooting. Now, let me talk about her playing in China last year. She was with the Shanghai Boshan Dawa. Yeah, I had to learn how to say it because I didn't know, so I had to look it up. But she put up crazy numbers. She averaged 33.1 points a game, 6.5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2.6 steals per game across 21 games.
Wow. So
she left the league, went and showed out overseas, and I'm glad that y'all saw that. Mm-hmm. So I fully expect her to make the full roster for the Aces. So welcome back, Kennedy. We missed you.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome.
Okay, Sharon.
No,
like we do. No, we do. It's fun. I like randomness.
Shut her up.
No, I like randomness. So let's move on to the playoffs. It's playoff time. If you are not watching, again, like she said about football, I don't know what you're doing because it's always on. So in the Eastern Conference, as of now, as of today, this is probably not going to be the same when you see this, but the Cavaliers lead the Raptors 2-0. So the Cavaliers have been putting in work. The Knicks and the Hawks are tied, and I watched that game. That game was very good. I didn't really expect the Hawks to do anything. I don't know where I've been when it comes to the Hawks. All I knew about is Trae Young got traded, and that was it. So I didn't even expect them to be in this position, but they are holding their own. Mm-hmm. The Celtics are leading 1-0 versus the 76ers, and in my opinion, I feel like it may be a sweep there. The Magic shocked everybody by upsetting Detroit, the number 1 seed in Game 1. And Angel Reese's man, Wendell Carter Jr. was out there doing work. I love to see it. Wendell Carter Jr. was out there working. So I'm rooting for the Magic in the East, along with others. But I have watched the Magic for a while, and I like watching them. So I feel like they're a pretty good team. In the Western Conference, I watched this game the other night, too. The Timberwolves and Nuggets are tied 1-1, and I love me some Anthony Edwards. So I'm rooting for the Timberwolves in this one, even though I do love Jokic and everything. But Jamal Murray upsets me because when it's time to play against the Lakers, he turns into a superhero, and I don't like it. it.
Yeah.
I mean,
tamp it down a bit.
Shooting threes from half court, which he did do the other night too. But when he's playing the Lakers, he's on a whole nother level, and then we end up losing, and I don't like it.
Everybody want to beat the Lakers.
Everybody want to just show up anyway. So the Thunder are leading the Suns, of course, 1-0, and I feel like this may be a sweep too because it's the Thunder, and they're just really good. The chemistry on that young team is amazing. So we'll see where that goes. The Spurs lead the Blazers 1-0, and then of course, my Lakers. Y'all thought they weren't gonna win no games without Luka. And they went to work. Luke Kennard was the star of the show. 27 points. This is somebody that usually comes off the bench. He was a trade. Like, we got rid of Gabe Vincent. Thank you. And then got Luke Kennard. And this, just watching him play the other night, I could not believe it. Of course, LeBron was LeBron.
Yeah.
You know, so he was giving us what was needed. But to see Luke come out there, it was good to see Luka on the bench, Austin on the bench, cheering them on. And they're actually back in the gym. So we will see. When they come back. Now, I did know that the Rockets did not have KD, and he's also a game time decision for their next game, but that don't mean nothing. We didn't have Luka. We didn't have Austin. So don't do that. Y'all just lost. And let's move on. And I'm rooting for my Lakers to go all the way because I'm not delusional. I'm a Lakers fan. So we will see. We will see.
Everybody shot. I get why you say that, but hey. Listen,
you never know.
You in there. Take it a game at a time.
Yes. And there's been this is the week where all the NBA awards are announced. So Wemby was the first unanimous Defensive Player of the Year and also the youngest. So congratulations to him. That man is about 9 feet tall. So I don't expect anything less than Defensive Player of the Year, okay? Because them arms are long. He is
got to be like.
He is one that I have not seen play in person that I really want to because he's just like they call him the alien. He can do it all.
Yeah.
He can do it all at that size. And that's crazy to me. So I'm excited. I'm going to probably see him next year. And no, probably I am.
What a fall.
Going to see him next year.
That tall. It's like
a tree.
The giant, yeah.
It's like a tree. It's just bam. Now, why are you thinking of him falling?
Well, because he's so tall. Like, sometimes when you have people that are super tall and stuff, like, you would expect him to play ball, but they're not as agile or as coordinated. Yeah. Like, he can do all that. And I'm just thinking, like, when you that tall, like, the falls,
I'm sure it's painful. I feel like it is. And
because
he's skinny.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's tall.
That's the thing. Glass Man is actually Anthony Davis, though. But we're going to keep moving on.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's my point, is him.
Don't be broken.
But so somebody that's tall.
Yeah.
If you were to, like, just little stuff we take for granted. And I am more sensitive to that because while I feel like I'm relatively young. I'm not in my 20s no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like little stuff, you trip and fall or whatever, you get back up and it's nothing. I could take a fall like that now and who knows?
You could break a hip. You never know.
So that's why that made me think of that. I'm like, eek.
Yeah.
Them knees,
child. And I have horrible knees, so I don't even want to think about that. But up for MVP, also Wemby, Shea, and Jokic. I was a little upset that Luka was not included in this, but what can I do? I think maybe if he saves a child out of a burning building, they will put him up for MVP. He had an amazing year, and I just don't understand. But whatever. So good luck. I think Shea will probably win again because of, number one, the team and where they're at. So I think he'll win again. But good luck to all these fellas. Yeah. And good luck to everybody in the playoffs. And remember, if you're not watching, I don't know what you're doing. So let's move back into the ladies. The Love Volleyball Championship was this weekend. Mm-hmm. And Austin did it again, back-to-back Love Champions. So this team really has been the standard since the league started, which has not been very long. Mm-hmm. But they continue to prove it. Carly Lloyd controlled the entire match. And Madison Skinner stepped right into her role, and she also was the MVP. Ooh, so congratulations to you ladies. It did go 5 sets, with Austin winning 15-11 in the golden set. So that's awesome. Mm-hmm. This is a new league, not hasn't been around, but I think maybe 2 years.
Just relatively.
I think this is the second year, and we both got to experience that arena, and it's amazing. So if you did not get into it this year, you always have next year.
And I'm sure it'll be growing.
It will. I mean, there were so many celebrities at the game. Like Issa Rae was at the game.
Hey,
Zuri James did the first, like the ceremony of first serve, and it was cool to see her do that while Savannah was sitting there watching her daughter, because she is a volleyball player. So that's really cool to see. Yeah. I'm excited for them. What else? We staying with the ladies. Little quick NCAA. Audie Crooks, who was formerly with the Iowa State Cyclones, has now moved on to Oklahoma State. We were wondering where she was going. We weren't sure when she entered that transfer portal. I wasn't even 100% sure why she entered, but she found somewhere else to go. She had 3 dominant seasons at Iowa State. She was one of the most efficient and unstoppable scorers. And I know a lot of people, if you look at her, you don't think so, but you don't know. Watch her sometime. We got to see her in the Big 12 tourney. Okay, Trinidad.
Songs for everybody.
So last season, she ranked 2nd in Division I in scoring with 25.8 points per game and shot 64.9 from the field, which is crazy numbers because she's a center. Mm-hmm. So it was good for her. So her career averages at Iowa State were 22.8 points, 7.7 rebounds, and 61% shooting. So good luck to you. She stays in the Big 12. Mm-hmm. So hopefully we'll get to see her again next year. And then from there, we'll see where she goes.
That's right.
And let's move on to racing.
Keena's new favorite.
It's my new favorite. We'll start off with Michael Jordan was in Kansas City this weekend. I didn't get to see him, but he was here. And I was excited for that. And what did his team do? Won again. Tyler Reddick won again. Again, y'all. I don't get it. This is his 5th win this season. And he was not leading most of the way in this one. He just came around at the end. And then you know who he beat? Denny Hamlin, which is the co-owner of 2311. So Denny got 2nd, and he wasn't too happy. Michael was messing around with him, but he wasn't too happy about getting 2nd. But
you know Michael's competitive.
Yes, and he gonna rub it in your face anytime.
Right?
So, but you know, I'm sure Denny's happy because it's still his. His team, that's still money, but of course he wanted to win. Yeah, that's just everybody. I feel like if you're in sports, you should be competitive.
If I'm out there, I'm trying to win. I ain't playing around.
Yeah, I don't want to lose to nobody. And that's what Tyler Reddick is doing, not losing to nobody. So congratulations to them. Then, you know, I'm not even going to get into this one because we're going to talk about a little bit in replay and receipts. So let's move on to that.
Let's go ahead and move on.
Let's
talk
move
about
on.
it. Bring it back. Bring it back.
Let's get into our replay and receipts where me and Sharon got to do something. Well, excuse me, 2 things that were super cool. So first, we'll start off with our time on the radio. What did you think about our time? I guess we can explain what we did. Yes. We were on 96.5 The Fan on character concerns.
Shout out to them.
Yep. It was just, first of all, thank you guys for even having us on. You know, they usually don't have the ladies on, and we were
the first. Yes, can y'all believe that? The first.
So
one.
We were super excited about this experience. Sharon has been on the radio before. I never have. So this was first for me, and I had a great time. We sat there and we talked about the draft. What did you think?
I enjoyed it. Like Keena said, we were invited out to talk about our Kansas City Chiefs and the draft and our thoughts. And so I had a good old-fashioned time. I'm telling you. Talking about so like I said, the pictures you can see, we were in the studio. It was just a really cool experience to be live there, and like I said, talking sports with people who know the game. The Character Concerns podcast is heavy on the draft, so they know they stuff. So make sure you are tuning into them. Once again, 96.5 The Fan. So I'm just really appreciative. I love being in those type of spaces and talking what I talk about the Chiefs. So just being able to do that freely and have that banter was a great time, an awesome experience. And like I said, just thankful to hold that space with them. So thank you guys sincerely. Hopefully that won't be the last time we have to connect again, but awesome time. And it is on YouTube. If you missed it, didn't get to check it out live, they do upload their episodes on their YouTube channel. So check them out. And like I said, see what they've been talking about. And I know coming up for the draft and throughout, like I said, we're in the midst of it right now, but check in with them because they got you.
Yeah, shout out to Chris and Jay for inviting us. We had a great time.
Yes.
It was really cool. Now, if y'all were watching, y'all saw me just make a mistake, but that's okay. We're going to keep it moving. And this is
a teaser.
Right. It was a teaser. So we'll get into something I said that we wouldn't talk about, like maybe like 5 minutes ago, but now we're going to talk about it. And it is racing. If you are looking at this, you see how beautiful Sharon is next to this race car. Bro. We had a time. We got to meet the Destiny Spurlock, and just being in her presence, she was just so just poised, number one, humble, and she's such a competitor. So she raced. She is, now that she's done it, the first Black woman to race in NASCAR's ARCA series.
Drop all the bombs, the air horn.
Give it to her.
Congratulations. History.
It was made. And
Black girl magic.
And talking about that Black girl magic, she started off the race in the last position because she's new. So she started off in the 29th position. This girl ended the race in the top 10 in the 10th spot. That is
she
huge.
Beat out 19 other people.
And she got hit in the process and was still able to get into that 10th spot. So we had a great time.
We did. Like Keena said, just very genuine, getting to hear her story and how it all started. And just like, I actually teared up. Like, I ain't even gonna hold y'all because it's like, one, I love seeing people accomplish their dreams and things that they've always wanted to do. She talked about as a child how she picked up racing and stuff like that, just even to begin with. And so just being able to set out to do something, accomplish it, and then be the first is insane. We're in 2026 and she is the first African American woman to do this.
And she was doing it too. It's not,
and number 10, like out of 29, ain't the last. So shout out to her. And like I said, it was just a great experience to be in the building, to get to know her, to meet her. Like, so she's a girl's girl.
She is.
Brenda gave me a hug. I said, oh my gosh, it just made my day. Like, she came over like she knew me. She talked to me, you know, all that.
Yes, she
did.
And
so, like I said, people, they don't have to do that. And you know, some people, some athletes or celebrities, they're not as friendly. They'll be like, who, what? You know what I'm saying? So just knowing how down to earth she was, how much of a boss she is, and then just to actually kill it in her first debut. Shout out to her.
It was just great. Like, we went to our press conference, which was very cool. Never been anything like that. Went to the press conference first, and they had a VIP party for her, and it was just beautiful. Shout out to Tamara from Boom Media, and shout out to Angel for inviting us. The VIP party was just, it was curated to perfection. There were KC current players there. I mean, also
former Chiefs players.
Yeah, there were a lot of former Chiefs players there. But she also, April 16th is Destiny Spurlock Day in Kansas City, Missouri, and Kansas City, Kansas.
That's right.
So she got, and I think that's when I started crying, because just, first of all, Tamara started crying, and then I started crying.
Yeah, when she started crying.
We, as Black women, to see the accomplishments of others, it was just beautiful to see. And you know, just shout out to her. I can't wait to see her race more, and I can't wait to see her accomplish even more that she's trying to accomplish.
We definitely are rooting for her and cheering her on because, like I said, one, just an individual accolade to say that and achieve that. Like I said, I just think that's dope in and of itself, but the bigger picture, like I said, the representation, being a female, being an African-American female, like all of those things are important. And like I said, now we have it. So younger kids can say, I want to be like Destiny. Yeah. I'm going to do, you know what I'm saying? Like that opens up the field tremendously. Because like I said, in racing, we don't see many of us.
No.
We just don't. Like that's the reality, whatever the reasons are, right? And so to have, you have Michael Jordan dominating in the racing game now.
Look, it's like he on the court.
We have Destiny in here, a Black female. It's like now I feel like we're going to start to see that more. You know, not saying we haven't had Black racers before. But I'm just saying, like, at large, you don't really see that.
Yeah.
And so I think
rare.
now this will heighten that awareness to it and open up the playing field a bit, as it should be, because we know we are just as capable as any man. Shout out to the men. You know, this ain't nothing to get y'all like
we
y'all.
We don't men bash, but we
absolutely
lift
not.
up our
like
ladies.
I said, I'm a football girl, and we still working on getting the women's football. Shout out to the Glory and stuff, getting that women's to be. But it's not that at all. It's just the reality is what it is. The women haven't been represented in that way, so I love to see it, and I'm happy about it.
And women in sports media have not always been, highlighted, but here we are doing what we do and what we love, and we're enjoying every moment of it. So, yeah.
And thanks to everybody who's listening, who hear this. Like, it's because of y'all. So
it's because
we love y'all.
Sorry.
More to come.
Now,
rise.
Yes. Now we are going to get into our 30-second timeout. And I guess I'm on the clock this week.
You are, King.
I'm nervous.
So, as always, it's this or that style. Just first answer whatever comes to mind. And then at the end, if you want to talk about it, we going to talk about it. Okay. So, Keena, are you ready?
I am ready.
Let's go. NBA playoffs or WNBA opening night?
WNBA opening night.
Okay. Super team vibes or Cinderella underdog?
I like a Cinderella underdog.
Game-winning buzzer beater or blowout win?
Buzzer beater. I hate a blowout.
Veteran leadership or young star takeover?
I like both. So veteran leadership, though.
Home court advantage or stealing one on the road?
Stealing one on the road.
Statement piece or minimalist look?
Statement, honey.
Okay.
Oh.
We ran
of
out.
time.
I had more, but is there any that you'd like?
Yeah, that first one that you just threw
that was a
at
doozy.
me. Like,
that was a doozy.
That is hard. That's a hard question
because both are important. They're two different,
and they're both very important to me. But I went with the ladies because I love
stuff.
And just
that opening game.
and I just love watching them play. Now the men, I love. Playoff basketball is a totally different beast than regular season. They out there really playing now. Yeah. Like, we're not going to see those 150 to 140 scores. We're not going to see that in the playoffs, which upsets me because y'all should never have 150 points. But we're not going to see that. So, for me, I'm always going to just go with the ladies, though. Yeah. Ladies first, you know.
Ladies first. But, yeah, so that was the toughie. I know.
That was a toughie.
Both of them. Both of them.
It was. And speaking of the ladies, like I went to a gala this weekend. Shout out to the Kansas City Spurs gala. It was beautiful. They had an auction. Okay. They had different things. They got Chiefs tickets, Royals tickets, and they had current tickets. So when the current tickets came up, I don't even remember where it started. It doesn't matter where the number started. Somebody said a number. I said a number that was not even next because I feel like I'm going to support women's sports at all times. Somebody had the nerve to outbid me. So then I came up with another number and I got my tickets.
Hey. So, I was going to say, did you win?
I did. I wasn't giving those tickets up because I'm going to always support women's sports. I'm going to support women in general, you know, and I feel like everybody should do that. The ladies, like what we do, it's not, I don't know if women are looked at differently in sports media than men, but we're all trying to do the same thing. We're trying to bring you the same tea. We know what we're talking about. It's not that we're doing this for fun or to look cute. I can do that without this. So that's not an issue. But I just love what we do. I have so much fun talking about sports. I have so much fun going to sporting events. Mm-hmm. I have so much fun being a part of media. It's just a good time.
It really is. It's a blessing to be able to do the things you love. And so that's why I don't take anything for granted because everybody ain't able to do that.
Right.
You know, so like I said, for everybody who has supported us in the journey and all of that, we appreciate you.
We do.
Because it's beautiful to be able to do the things we love and to talk through it with y'all. Like I said, when we was on 96.5 The Fan, like that's fun to me. Like whenever I can get together in any type of setting, whether it's at home or whatever, like it's just, I love talking about it. So.
And we both heard from people that heard us on the radio. And I thought that was super cool. Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah.
All right, let's move on to some mess. Let's move on to the flag on the play. What do we have this week? And it is a mess.
Girl, let me pull it up because I want to make sure that when we talk. So, here's the thing. We get into a little bit of mess because it's the mess that's out there, not anything that we're self-perpetuating, like stirring up. Because that's what I don't like. I hate when you see clickbait. And people that are just talking to say something because we don't need that. We don't need fake news. We don't need jib. We want the real. Yeah. And so I was like, let me pull this up so that way. Because these are, when you talk about somebody who's got a family and stuff stepping out.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. So I'm going to just tell you what the people say.
Get into it.
So the flag on the play is messy, as I mentioned. It's layered and it's raising a few questions. In case anybody didn't know, photos went viral earlier this month showing head coach of the New England Patriots, Mike Vrabel, and NFL reporter Diana Rossini together at a luxury resort in Arizona, Sedona, to be clear, hugging, holding hands, and in a hot tub. Now that on its own sounds juicy, right? Holding hands, hugging, and in a hot tub?
In the public.
Where they do that at? In public. Now, both of them said that it was innocent and it was part of a group trip. But the issue is there has been no proof that it was part of a group trip. Okay?
Wait, real quick. You said part of a group trip. What does that have to do with hugging and holding hands?
So the photo or the video that I saw, it wasn't like they were hugged up. Remember how we had at the Coldplay concert or whatever?
Yeah.
It wasn't that. It was just a straight on hug, which I'm a hugger.
In the pool? With a man
they
that
went in the pool.
Oh, they went in the pool?
They went in the pool with the hug. Okay. They were standing up and she gave him a hug and that was the only clip that I saw.
Okay.
So that wasn't. Then they had another photo where I think they were like walking by the pool or something like that. And then they also had another photo where they were like sitting out in the chairs, like, poolside type of thing. So her defense was, y'all didn't get everybody. Like, we weren't there by ourselves. It was like a group of 6 other people. But y'all ain't had no proof. Like, the Athletic, they wanted to support her and say, well, because that'd be easy, right?
Where was everybody at?
And I'm like, well, it was me, Keena, Brittany. You know what I'm saying? Like, that'd be easy. They could call you up and you'd be like, yeah, I was there. Or you'd probably have pictures posted.
Yeah,
like,
we definitely have photos.
And there's nothing besides y'all two.
So where's everybody else? So where was their pictures?
That's the point. So Rossini's employee, which is The Athletic, they launched an internal investigation, not just into the situation itself, but into whether the relationship with the head coach could compromise reporting integrity. And so within days, she went ahead and resigned. She just gave up her position and said she didn't want to be a part of a public investigation. She stands on her work. Excuse me. And with that, I'm going to be out. So she removed herself. Which, when I first saw it, I'm thinking, if you are innocent, it doesn't bode well because it's like, if I didn't do anything and me and Mike Vrabel are just homies, because, people have sources and people they get information from. And so sometimes you might be cool with people. Yeah. Like, if it was like that, I'd be like, man, that's the homie. Like, it's nothing like that. I'm not quitting my job because y'all thought something nefarious. Like,
especially a job that she probably worked her butt off to get.
Exactly. So the fact that you resigned, you was like, I don't want the investigation.
Why didn't you want the investigation?
You go look for something, you might find it. I don't know. Now, here's the thing. So she's without her job. Vrabel, he's still the head coach. No suspension, no discipline. The NFL did say that he didn't violate any type of personal conduct policy, so it's business as usual in New England. Now, another caveat to the story was another female reporter, Chrissy Freud. She actually got fired. Because
fired.
Chrissy Freud got fired. Okay. But no, she got fired because she went public after the resignation because she criticized Rossini, saying the situation is a bad look for women in sports. And pretty much that was the word on the street about her before. Like, so she kind of went crazy online. And so her job was like, it's unprofessional. There's boundaries. We gonna have to let you go.
Girl, keep that in the group chat.
That's my point. It's so easy to just be quiet.
And it
don't cost you a dime.
This costs you a lot of dimes.
But that's my point. Being quiet, you can just not talk at all. Yeah. Like, people always got to say something. So you had your little job, now you ain't even got your job. And so now, while I don't know the Diana lady personally, she could have been out here in these streets, and that's the word. I have no clue. I can't speak to that. But it does suck that, say it was this incident, now you're saying that her entire career
was built off doing stuff that they've talked about women doing for years to get ahead.
And you a woman. Like, so let's not do that. Like, I can understand being upset because that is the thing. You want to have your credibility. Unfortunately, people be out here in these streets, whether it be in sports, and people be doing what they do. But it doesn't mean that that's what all women are doing. Yes. So I can understand her being upset because it's like, well, now that's what it looks like, right?
Yeah, I would have said
you are a representative, so now that's what everybody's going to think is happening.
Yeah.
So I can understand being upset about that. But to kind of go in the way that she did and say, well, we've been knowing it. What? Like, just be quiet. Like you said, say that for the group chat.
Yeah, talk about it. But you put your career on the line to bash another woman, number one, that you really don't know what's going on. Like, we don't have any solid proof. I wish she would have stood on business and stayed and let them do the investigation and came up with some stuff to prove But maybe she just felt like, I don't need to prove myself. A lot of people don't feel like that. Like, I know what I did or didn't do, and I don't feel like I need to sit up here and prove it to anybody else. But when it comes to your job.
That's what I was going to say. I think if it was just a regular, somebody out here, then I ain't got to explain nothing to you. As long as, you know, her and her husband and Mike Vrabel and his wife, then that's all that matters. But because they are public figures that you see, he's the head coach of a team that just was in the Super Bowl. Like, we gotta kind of know what's happening. Like, my question is, what are y'all doing? Like, let's just be real for a second. We talking about it. Let's speak on it. Why are you out in the streets? If one, this is alleged. Right. I can't tell you who did what and with whom. However, why are y'all at a resort in public in the States? If that is what y'all were doing, you mean to tell me this is how y'all gonna do it?
Y'all didn't care. Y'all were in the public.
And so, like I said, I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard that how they got the pictures was that the husband of Diana Rossini hired a private investigator. So that's how this came out. Now, if apparently she said some dicey things online before about her husband being average, and like, they pull up everything.
Dang.
Yes, they pull up. When you get in the spotlight about this, they gonna pull it up all. And I saw the clip and I was like,
him average.
She jibbed him out. She really, and then she tried to clean it up. She was like, "No, well, I'm basic too," and he just like, so she tried to clean it up at the end.
Definitely are after that.
But
comment.
The way she said it, I'm like, "Oh shoot, this don't help because this make it seem like you ain't even trying to be there for real, for real." So I don't know. Like I said, I ain't gonna speak on nobody's, as K Michelle would say, hot pocket or anything like that. But the stepping down, coupled with the other things leads one to believe that maybe there was something, maybe it wasn't. But the other piece about it was that, as I mentioned, Mike Vrabel didn't really have any, like, he still got his job, business as usual. The one thing, it was a press conference that was close after regarding the draft that he wasn't in attendance for. Somebody else did that. So it might make you think they wanted to avoid any potential questions or what have you. There was an alleged meeting between him and the owner. And pretty much the owner was just like, hey, this ain't a good look. But and so Mike Vrabel allegedly was like, well, you've done worse, which is true. The Patriots owner was in the news before with a little scandal with some. Look it up if you want to. Like I said, I'm not trying to bring it up, but at the end of the day, we're here. It's up. It's circulating. So these are the things that are out there. I'm just, like you said, we bring you the mess on the timeline.
Right,
I ain't the one that said it. You ain't heard it from me.
I knew that was coming.
I'm just reporting what they said.
I knew that line was coming.
Yeah, you ain't heard
My
it
name
from me
Bennett.
now.
I ain't in it, so I ain't got nothing to do with it.
But that's what they talking about. Like I said, my stance on it is, at the end of the day, that's their personal thing. They have families, so I hope for the sake of everybody's family and children that they are able to compartmentalize this some type of way and not have this affect the rest of their life. Because like I said, unfortunately, she's without a job, and now you kind of have this stain on you, if you will. So it may make it hard for her to get a job later. And so I don't know. The bigger question, though, Keena, through all of this, like, so despite all the allegations, allegations, what happened, what didn't happen, do you think that it's fair that the woman would be expected to step down, or that she had to step down, and he's going to be still doing his thing? Like, they both, it's equal parties here. They both, it's the same thing. They both have somebody, and they both are public figures. So why does she have to resign and he doesn't?
Well, of course, it's not fair. But she made that decision. She wasn't, as far as we know, forced to step down. She just didn't want the investigation. So even if she wasn't forced and she just decided to, this is the nature of life. Men are always held to to a lower standard than women. And we don't really know the back end. Like, we don't know if it's true. It may seem that way, but we don't know. Because
that's just, why would they be out in the, I just don't. That's why it's like, I want to believe you that you wouldn't be that silly.
But we saw them Coldplay people was out in the public too. So,
but they not, Mike people know Mike Vrabel. That's
they don't know. They don't know.
That's
CEO They don't know them.
I could have crossed him in the street and not know who he was.
I don't even know who this
man
is.
But somebody that maybe doesn't even watch football like that, they still might recognize Mike Vrabel.
So they had it out on display if that's what they were doing. But as far as your question, it happens over and over, whether a woman is lied on as well.
True.
And And then she's the one that
Nothing.
a lot of women I know have been in that position.
Yes.
That have been lied on something that they did not do, and the world or people around will side with the man not believing her. But it's just, I don't know if this is true or not. I really wanted her to stand on business, like, I didn't do this, blah, 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 if she didn't do it. But it happens too much. The men are given a pass, and the women are labeled with a scarlet letter. So,
yeah. It's like, that's what we expect. The boys are going to be boys, but the women, you better be a lady.
Get on out of here.
So everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah.
So like I said, hopefully for the sake of their families and stuff, they get all of that in order. But yeah, Vrabel's going to be back outside.
He's definitely going to be outside.
And I say, like I said, that's more so to me a moral thing and a family thing versus I don't think anybody necessarily needs to lose their job over it. The only thing that makes it called into question is because, like I said, she is like a reporter or analyst, if you will. And like I said, you have those relationships with people within the industry, with players and things. And so you just don't want it to be, we want to be professional. And when you see this, then it's like, it's not the best look, but
it is what it is.
That's what it is. So that's our flag on the play for today, Kingdom.
All right, let's move into some looks. Let's get into our tunnel.
Lighten it up.
So first we have winner of Love Volleyball Austin, Molly McCage.
I like it. So for those that aren't watching on YouTube, she has on like almost like a blazer dress.
So cute.
If you will. It's really cute. And then I love the stockings. Like she has the printed stockings. So I like the look. And I love a good pair of glasses. The glasses match the shoes, like the burgundy. So I would actually wear this. I like it.
Yeah, she wasn't playing no games with this outfit. I love
the
length of the I love the length of the blazer. It's a mini. And she has the stockings with it, the shoes, everything eats. I love this outfit. Yes. And congratulations to you on being a champion. Hey. Next, we have Jason Tatum of the Boston Celtics. And he has, I'm not going to say I don't like it. He has on something that is very just maybe prison-like to me. No. Yes, it's very plain. It's monotone. It's monochrome.
I was just say, I ain't mad at it. It's a clean look.
Yeah, it's clean.
I like it, kind of. I do. Like, I see what you mean by that.
It's not ugly. Yeah. That's not. It's not ugly. It's very blah, I guess. And it could be the color.
It could be the color, but I'm not. I don't know. Like I said, I might disagree with you slightly on this.
Yay!
Because while I do
we never
see
disagree.
What you're saying, yeah. I think on him and the way it looks, it just looks clean. Like it just, I'm coming in. It's not one of those, I'm coming into work and I just rode off the couch. Like you can tell he was intentional about what he had on. I bet it's, not that this matters, but it's probably super expensive. It looks nicely pressed. So, and I like the neck line of it all. Like, I think I do like that, the way the neck line of it is.
I wonder if LMA picked it out.
I like it.
It's cute. It's
now everybody maybe can't pull that off because, like I said, he's tall.
I'm about to say, so if you're too short, no, that's not gonna work on you. Like you got a dress on.
Yeah, that's when I would be like, but I think just the way he fills it out, I think it works for him. I think it works good.
I'm just glad to see him back on the court after his injury. So, and then we have the defensive player of the year. Look how tall this man is. He has on a full black suit, black on black, black shirt, black tie. He's skinny, so the suit is skinny. It's tailored to fit him. Yeah. He just looks like...
His head is touching the ceiling.
Like a Sharpie. I think it's a very good look for him, though. Like an expensive Sharpie.
Dapper. And then, like I said, the height in the side, that's what it is. But I feel like he's clean. Like, I think this is a good look. He came in ready for business. Like, I didn't dial it in, like, for you to put on your tailored suit. Yeah. You here to do some work.
Yeah, and he handled business, too. The whole team showed up in all black suits. Good old Men in Black. Well, Men in Black had white shirts. Yeah. So, no, that doesn't count. So,
but the black on black, I like all three of these today. I think this is a good show.
I'm still not really finding any outlandish things that I could be like, oh,
I feel like it's coming. I think.
Oh, it's definitely coming. Oh, for sure. Somebody's gonna have on a kilt that doesn't go with anything else. Yeah, it's coming. So maybe the football players are some of the worst stressed. No, I don't know.
It's coming. Get ready.
Get ready.
The off season. I feel like the basketball players, they keep it relatively chill. Like you said, you're gonna see kind of the cool, loungy type looks or suited and booted versus anything super outrageous. I
think since Russell Westbrook is not in the playoffs, so we won't be seeing any of that. But him and Shea can bring some stuff that you're like, what is that?
Yeah.
But
and why?
And why do you have it on? So let's move on to our closing huddle. What we have coming up this weekend, there are, of course, playoff games. Saturday and Sunday are both full. So Saturday we have the Pistons and the Magic, the Thunder and the Suns, Knicks and Hawks, and Nuggets and Timberwolves. Look up your local times. I don't want to tell you our time. And they'll be like, yeah, it's not the time it was, because they're in different time zones. So check it out. And then for Sunday, we have the Cavs versus the Raptors, Spurs versus Trailblazers, Celtics versus 76ers, and, of course, my Lakers versus the Rockets. Next, we have some WNBA preseason games that I'm super excited about. So Saturday, we have a full slate. They have the Fever versus Liberty, the Nigerian national team versus the Sparks, the Chicago Sky versus the Mercury, Minnesota Lynx versus the Mystics, and the Seattle Storm versus the Golden State Valkyries. I am not done because there are more. Sunday.
But then there's more.
Those champions, the Las Vegas Aces versus the Japan national team on Sunday. And then Monday, here in Kansas City, we have the Nigerian national team playing again versus the Minnesota Lynx. So if you are in Kansas City, please get your tickets. Let's show up for these ladies and just for the league. We may even get our own team, so come out and support. And then Wednesday, I just had to bring this game up. We have the Chicago Sky versus the Atlanta Dream. So make sure you watch that one too. The KC Current, they are back playing this week. And I wish this game was here because I want to see Trinity Rodman play. But they play versus the Washington Spirit, 7 p.m. I'm giving you that time because this is a local team in Washington. I wish it was here because I would have gone to that. And then the Royals, who are, I don't know what's going on with my guys. But hopefully they figure it out and get back to work. There's a lot of games left. So the Anaheim Angels are coming to town this weekend. They have a game Friday, 6:40 p.m., Saturday, 6:10 p.m., and Sunday, a night game, 6:20 p.m. So
nice.
Yeah.
I may wear my little Royals jersey.
Yeah. Yes. Sharon got some cute stuff from Fanatics.
For holding it down. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, we'll see.
And what is the song of the week?
Well, song of the week, I was going to say,
you got
before I get into that, not really. I was just going to say, when I thought about baseball, I'm like, well, we got a lot of football to run back. Because like I mentioned, we'll go over all the draft hype that was from this weekend. And the song of the week actually ties into that because I figured Meek Mill, Dreams and Nightmares, would be a great song. The reason why, Keenan, is because, as I mentioned, we are in draft week, and so many dreams are happening and taking place.
Yes, and some nightmares.
Life-changing for these players. So that is a dream. It is a blessing. But then also, I'm hoping it's a little bit of a nightmare. More specifically, for my Chiefs. We're going to be a nightmare to all these other teams, all 30 other teams. We're going to draft well.
We are.
And we're going to be a terror to everybody.
We coming back this year. Stop playing with us.
So that's everybody's hope, right? We making dreams come true, and then all the teams want to be a nightmare for everybody else with the people.
That's true.
So I figure
great pick and an amazing song. That song gets everybody hyped.
It's almost an anthem for a lot of athletes too.
It is.
So we might even hear people.
That's what Gianna said when she was on. She said that is her song.
Putting their hat on. Hold on, wait a minute. No. Okay. So that's the song of the week.
That is a song of the week, and we hope that you guys have a great week.
Yes.
We will be back next week, same time, same place. We'll be talking about the draft and the like what happened in the draft.
And maybe a little other special nuggets, some MLB news. Maybe we'll have next week. Share with the people.
Yeah, we have things to do this week. We got stuff to share next week. So thank you guys for tuning in with us. Please follow us at the Polished Playbook Pod. You can follow Sharon at DJ Diamond Diva across all platforms. You can follow me, NailzandNovelz with Z's, across all platforms. So hopefully also please make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can search the Polished Playbook Pod and we are there.
Yes.
So Thank you guys again.
Guys.
Hope you guys have a great week, and we will
Have a good
see you next week. Bye.
Bye.